to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine. From the Great Northwood.
Today on Good Morning Maine, 4 children who fell through the ice after going missing from a group home are reportedly now safe. Plus, traffic is backed up on Interstate 395 over Bangor this morning as the bridge over Bangor is closed after a multi-vehicle accident. It appears at this hour, this is still breaking news, it appears that it was black ice related. So we'll have more on that later on. But also, shoppers came to Orono over the weekend to check out the work of Wabanaki artists. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. We'll have the latest on all these stories plus that breaking news over on Interstate 395 in Bangor. But before we get to all of that, let's start off with a look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Hey Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go this morning. Some gale watches and small crowd advisories are posted. And for the small crowd advisories, that will last until 10 p.m. Tuesday. For the gale watch, until 3 o'clock Tuesday, we will have some afterstorms setting up with gusty winds that will be on the way. For now, we're not looking too bad this morning. There's some clouds developing, tracking from the southwest to the north and east. There's an area of high pressure not too far away, so some of these clouds aren't making it further off to the north and east as much. But further down to the south, we do have a system that's causing some rain and snow to pass near Boston and New York this morning. This will stay to our south, and we will stay dry today with some clouds and some sunshine mixed in throughout the day. Later on tonight, we will have more clouds passing through under a mostly cloudy sky with rain on the way early Tuesday morning. But for the time being, the winds are not too bad today, but later on tonight, the winds will be increasing, and that will continue into tomorrow. For today, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly to mostly cloudy sky with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. We'll have a look at that full 5-day forecast a little later on. Well, 4 children reported missing in Ellsworth on Sunday have been found. According to the Maine Warden Service, the children were reported missing from a group home in Ellsworth yesterday afternoon. Sergeant Alan Gillis with the Maine Warden Service tells us that wardens responded with an aircraft and a canine unit. Other first responders were also on scene, including the Ellsworth Fire Department. The children were located on Graham Lake. 2 of the children reportedly fell through the ice, but were able to get out on their own. Gillis says another one of the children had to be rescued from the ice by members of the Ellsworth Fire Department. Gillis says 3 of the children were taken to the hospital, and all of them are expected to be okay. Gillis tells us the Warden Service expects to release more details soon. A 2-year-old had to be life-flighted to a Bangor hospital following a crash in Levant on Friday. It happened at around 2:30 p.m. on the Horseback Road in Levant. Maine State Police say a 2016 Jeep Renegade, driven by 23-year-old Callie Urquhart, was traveling southbound and collided with a 2008 Toyota RAV4, driven by 54-year-old Edward Spencer, who was traveling northbound. Spencer was seriously injured in the crash and, as of Friday, was in critical condition at Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center. A 2-year-old passenger in Spencer's vehicle was flown via life flight, and a 3rd passenger was also taken to EMMC. Urquhart was also injured in the crash and is being treated at a local hospital. A Holden man, who police say was out on post-conviction bail for a hit-and-run drunk driving crash, was arrested on Friday. According to the Holden Police Department, 52-year-old David McKenzie was arrested Friday evening for domestic violence assault, operating after suspension and violating conditions of release. McKenzie was first arrested back in July of 2023 for striking an elderly man with his vehicle while operating under the influence and leaving the scene. Police say he was supposed to be serving a 15-month prison sentence after being convicted in August on 4 felony counts related to the incident. He was sentenced in October, which also included a 6-year license suspension. Holden police say it's unclear why he was not in prison serving that sentence. They say this is the second time in the last 2 months they've arrested a person that was supposed to be in jail. Traffic on Route 15 was diverted Friday after a concrete truck rolled over. According to Orland Assistant Fire Chief Julia Gray, a tone went out around 11:15 Friday morning for a rollover with possible entrapment. Excuse me. When crews arrived on scene, they located the truck at the intersection of Route 1 and Route 15. The driver was able to exit the vehicle and was examined by EMTs and had no injuries.
Our primary role has been cleaning things up a little bit and making sure that traffic was flowing when managing traffic, and then we'll see if they need anything else while the recovery and wrecker activities go on.
The crash is currently under investigation. A Wyndham man is facing charges following a wrong-way crash on the Main Turnpike Saturday night. According to state police, 30-year-old Stephen Adams of Wyndham was traveling northbound in the southbound lane in Falmouth, resulting in a head-on collision with another vehicle. The driver of the southbound vehicle, who was pregnant, received minor injuries. Both her and her passenger were taken to a nearby hospital as a precautionary measure. Police say Adams was also transported to a Portland hospital after sustaining injuries from the crash. After investigating, state police determined he was driving while impaired. Adams has been charged with operating under the influence of alcohol and driving to endanger. A Bangor business has been forced to shut its doors after significant water damage to the building. Our Kelly Warren has more.
Just the constant, driving at home to people that we are closed because of a total loss of fire.
James Gallagher owns the Salty Brick Market, downtown Bangor's only bodega and grocer.
I've been down here more than when business was open. I'm not sure why. I think just walking the streets makes me feel safer, and everything is going to be okay.
The market is now closed indefinitely after a fire Monday night caused significant water damage to the historic brick building. The fire broke out in an upstairs apartment kitchen, and Gallagher says sprinklers went off for over 30 minutes, causing damage to the subsequent floors.
So here we are 4 days later, and we still have water pouring down through the building.
Gallagher says it's a devastating blow. All merchandise was a total loss.
It's going to be emotional these next couple days as I see everything that I've built here be piled into a dumpster.
He's not sure of the immediate future, but Gallagher says this isn't the end of the Salty Brick Market.
We are hoping to reopen.
And he's pushing through with community support.
People have been giving me hugs, just things like that, and just saying we're here for you. That means the world to me.
In Bangor, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
On Thursday, Northern Light Health announced they'll be making changes to the retirement plans for their employees. Excuse me. Executive Vice President, Chief People and Administrative Officer Paul Boland states the healthcare provider will be moving eligible employees into 403B plans, a cost-saving measure that they say will benefit both the company and its employees. Boland says the pension plan causes administrative strain and costs the healthcare provider $6 million in insurance fees annually. Under the new plan, employees will see a match of funds that will depend on time worked at Northern Light. For those 55 years and older, there will be no changes made to their retirement funds. According to Boland, the changes to the 403B plans will allow Northern Light Health employees more freedom to invest their money as they see fit.
This really is the intention of getting our employees on a plan that's very current, giving a larger employer contribution to their 403B retirement accounts. And 403Bs, similar to 401ks, offer employees the opportunity to select where they want their money invested. A pension account doesn't do that. It has a very low fixed rate of return. And so that provides a lot of difference right there.
A large grant awarded to one Mid-Coast organization in Maine will go towards the cleanup of lost fishing gear in Maine waters. Allison LaPierre spoke with the president of Oceanwide, who says this cleanup is a step in the right direction in clearing the state's ocean floors.
We want to make it possible for the fishermen to continue fishing for generations to come.
A Newcastle nonprofit is taking on a 5-week mission to clean up abandoned fishing gear around Vinyl Haven Island. Oceans Wide is one of 11 organizations awarded a grant for the project through the National Fishing Trap Removal Program.
It's a hazard for the animals down there, and 66% of the traps that we haul up are fishing traps.
Vinyl Haven Island in the Gulf of Maine is one of the most active American lobster fishing areas in the state, with over 300 fishermen. And when fishermen's ropes tarnish, rip, or break, thousands of lobster traps are lost on the ocean floor.
I think that right now it's really important for us to get out there and start getting this gear off the bottom. It's going to take a long time, it's going to take a lot of energy, it's going to take a lot of equipment. But if we start doing what's right for the environment, for the ocean, we create a healthy ocean, we'll be able to feed the world like we used to.
Scott says removing traps isn't just a benefit for the environment, it will help fishermen as well.
This is their livelihood, and the cleaner their ocean is, the healthier it is, the more fish they can catch.
The grant will only cover 5 weeks of cleaning, but Oceans Wide hope is to continue clearing debris in the future.
But we're working towards a goal of taking up the big piles of gear that are out there. And if we can do that, we could take millions of tons of trash out of the water.
This 5-week cleanup is expected to take place in July and August.
I love that footage of the lobster walking on the ocean floor. You don't get to see that very often. Okay, the time now is 8:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, it's an annual tradition in Fairfield for police to give local kids gifts for Christmas. We'll hear all about it. But before we go, let's take another quick look at that forecast. It's going to be kind of warmer today. I hesitate to use the word warmer because not actually, but it's not going to be absolutely frigid. Mostly cloudy, high of 40 degrees, dropping down to a low of 33 overnight, and some rain showers are going to move in overnight. We're going to see some of those, and that rain is going to continue on into your Tuesday morning with a high of 51 degrees for your Tuesday. The clouds will decrease as the day goes on. We'll be right back with more.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely. There's the all-new Kicks, the new Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Now get a low $239 per month lease on Rogue.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage, doing business the right way every day.
Welcome to Nissan. Are you interested in
test drive?
Absolutely. There's the all-new Kicks, the new Frontier, and the Nissan Rogue. Hurry in to the Nissan year-end sales event. Nissan offers 6 vehicles with starting MSRP under $30,000.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects, science.
Name something that can make the earth move.
Heavy rain.
Hold on, it raining.
Health class.
Something you drop in the toilet and still use it afterward.
Toothbrush.
Nah, I'm not sticking that in my mouth. We're not doing teeth brushing today.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. A local high school hockey team skated off the ice and into the classroom to share their love of the game and the importance of reading. Our Alex Schley has the story.
When it's cold outside and the pond is frozen, Franklin loves playing hockey with his pal Charlie Brown.
Members of the Hamden Academy boys hockey team spent Friday morning reading to students at the George B. Weatherby School, swapping their sticks for storybooks.
That's when he notices their friend, Peppermint Patty. She's practicing her figure skating.
The team faced off with a classroom full of kids reading It's Hockey Time, Franklin, a book by Charles M. Schultz about Charlie Brown and the gang lacing up their skates to challenge a rival team for the right to use a pond to skate.
I liked it and I wanted to know if there was a sequel.
Senior Zachary Wilson says building relationships with younger students is crucial to continue growing the game.
I think reading to the kids and hearing all the comments and hearing, I play hockey, or I want to play hockey, my cousin plays this. It's just so cool to see the connection, especially in this community.
Several Weatherby students said while they enjoyed the book, their favorite part was meeting the older students.
I really like it because it makes me feel like one of them a bit.
Weatherby principal Jennifer Sears says experiences like these have a profound impact on younger students.
Being great role models for our current students, and so, that nurturing of our whole learning community as a district, and then, really setting the bar.
In Hamden, I'm Alex Schley for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, moving on now to Fairfield. What started as a stuffed animal delivered to children's homes 18 years ago has grown into a special ritual for the town of Fairfield. Our Doug Banks has the story.
Doesn't look like much now, but what's this all going to look like?
Just like anybody's house at Christmas, you pull the decorations out and it's a mess. Within the next week, it's going to look like the North Pole.
It's a tradition rooted in the town of Fairfield.
It's a program that's been running for nearly 20 years.
Cops Care for Kids is a yearly event put on by the Fairfield Police Department.
Started by one officer here in the department, retired Captain Kingston Paul.
3 wrapped gifts and a stuffed animal, according to Officer Dugas, goes to each underprivileged child, 16 years or younger.
It's a great way for us to interact with kids that usually don't get to see us in a positive interaction.
It's important to keep this tradition going, and that within the next couple of years, hopefully, we're going to be providing the service to children in our community in which we provided the same exact service with their parents, which is kind of a really great generational piece for us.
Held at Fairfield Community Center on December 19th, the event aims to deliver joy to Fairfield's officers.
This is one of the best things we get to do all year.
And of course, to Fairfield's youth as well.
It's just great seeing the kids being happy and smiling. And that's one of the biggest reasons I think that we all enjoy it, because we will get to see those smiling faces.
To learn more about the December 19th event, visit fairfieldcopscare.com. In Fairfield, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Hundreds of shoppers packed into the Collins Center for the Arts in Orono on Saturday for the 30th annual Wabanaki Winter Market. The market features Wabanaki artists from all tribes and generations selling a variety of goods, from hand-woven baskets to beadwork and more. Organizers say the event is a chance to showcase the work of Indigenous artists during the holiday season.
This is the biggest Wabanaki art show in the state, and there's something here for everybody in every price range.
For more information on other events highlighting Wabanaki artists, visit our website at foxbangor.com. And along a similar grain, a local crafter has made the sports arena in Bangor a new craft fair destination for the area. The pool tables and bowling lanes shared the floor with over 30 vendors on Sunday for a holiday craft fair. Organizer Adriana Pratt partnered with the sports arena back in May to host the area's first Mother's Day craft fair. After the success of that event, she went on to host 3 others at the location this year. She says the goal is to expand the number of fairs in the community while showcasing local talent and businesses.
Supporting locally helps keep the local in business. And supporting local, I feel like it's much more of a heartfelt gift given.
I love that we all get together and help support our community and people in our community who may not be able to work in a full-time position. They can do their craft at home and then bring it here and really share their love and passion with other people, and we all get to meet and get to know each other and build relationships with the other vendors in the area.
Pratt says they plan on moving forward with more events next year. She says updates for upcoming fairs will be posted on her business and the sports arena's social media pages. Always good to get your updates from Facebook. On that note, the multi-vehicle accident that closed down a portion of Interstate 395 in Bangor on the westbound side has reopened to traffic. That stretch has reopened. It did appear like there was some extensive black ice. That is what dispatch was saying. And trucks to salt that area had to be brought in order to clear the scene. So that is back open. Commuters do be cautious, though. Black ice appears to be a major concern this morning. All right, the time now is 8:20 after the break. Brewer had their first Wreaths Across America ceremony on Saturday, and one organizer says they hope this will become an annual tradition for the city. We'll hear more as Good Morning Maine continues.
The Wrap Up the Year sales event is here at Quirk. Drive home in a truck that works as hard as you do. Save $14,000 on Ram Tradesman 2500 HD. Or save on Jeep Compass and lease for only $349 per month. It's your Ram or Jeep. Find it at Quirk.
I got hurt in a car accident, but I don't have time to deal with a lawyer.
Sure you do. It's easier than you think to hire Lowry and Associates. Just call the twos.
We can tell you in just a few minutes if you may have a case. And that free call could mean the difference of thousands of dollars for you.
The initial call to Lowry and Associates was just a few minutes, and they settled my case for $150,000.
Hurt in a car accident? I'm your go-to guy.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222. Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Oh, down in the rinse straight.
Every now and then I rinse it out.
Fights odor in just one wash.
When Northern Power Wash Company, located in Bangor, wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Northern Power Wash provides outstanding pressure washing, window and gutter cleaning services to Eastern and Central Maine. Call Todd at 881-3680 today for a free estimate.
No pressure, but this is our last dart.
Feels like pressure.
Were you satisfied with the service?
An all-new season of Animal Control premieres Thursday, January 2nd, followed by the series premiere of Going Dutch.
Hey! We walk the giraffes on Tuesday!
On Fox.
Come in and share the love.
This holiday season, share the love in a brand new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. Buy with 2.9% financing or lease for just $299 per month. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
Wreaths Across America is a beloved tradition, honoring our country's fallen heroes. And on Saturday, those wreaths were laid upon headstones inside Brewer cemeteries for the first time. And those we spoke with hope it marked the beginning of a tradition that will go on for many years to come. Our Kelly Warren has the story.
After today, we certainly continue to plan to be a location for Wreaths Across America moving forward.
Over 400 veterans buried in Brewer cemeteries were honored with a wreath on Saturday. The city's first Wreaths Across America ceremony began with an opening event at the Joseph Ferris Community Center.
Since Brewer is known as a community of caring, this is what we wanted to do, and I think that the people in this community have rallied behind this first time ever project.
Where organizers say it's exciting to finally bring the tradition to Brewer with the help of the community.
This really was a community effort. We had many businesses in Brewer who were so generous and donated so much so that every veteran in Brewer cemeteries would have a wreath placed on their graves.
Wreaths were placed at 3 different city cemeteries by dozens of volunteers.
It's just good to see Americans taking care of other Americans, even though they didn't know them,
including area veterans and their families.
It's a good opportunity. It's my first time doing it, and I didn't realize that so many of the graves were marked with their service and their rank. So it was a humbling experience, and I'm glad I did it.
Brewer's veterans say they hope this turns into a tradition for years to come.
So that's just a blessing to be here to say and tell those who are alive today, there's going to be people after we're gone. I'll be in this grave pretty soon. So maybe one day somebody put more wreath on my cemetery.
In Brewer, Callie Warren, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time now is 8:24, and it's time to get a look at that full forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go. Some advisories posted. Gale watches up until 3 o'clock Tuesday in the afternoon. We'll see some kind of an upgrade at some point to some warnings or other advisories. We also have a small crowd advisory up until 10 p.m. Tuesday along the coast, as some active surf will be expected. In fact, wave heights are not too bad just yet, so this is what's to come with 2-foot wave heights that aren't being seen at this moment in time. On land, some clouds passing through, high pressure nearby, preventing the clouds from tracking further off to the north and east, but we do have some clouds, so a partly and a mostly cloudy sky will be common for us today. There is a system down to our south bringing some rain and snow to parts of Boston and New York, to name a couple spots, but this is tracking off to the east and will miss us to the south. But meanwhile, some more activity developing across parts of the United States this morning. Futurecast for us, a partly to mostly cloudy sky will be common today. Mostly cloudy later on tonight. Rain will move in after midnight as we head towards early Tuesday morning. Maybe a ½ inch or less of rainfall from this system before it passes through. We calm down rather quickly. Still some wind for you Tuesday under a partly to mostly cloudy sky. But then here's the rainfall. Around a ½ inch or less of rain possible before we're all finished up, so some areas may see more than others. But then afterward, another system will be on the way later on this week. So as we head towards early Thursday morning, some rain and snow will be on the way. Primarily looks like snow at this moment in time, so Thursday some decent snow could be passing through, but it will be clearing out of here rather quickly. By Thursday afternoon, we're done with this system, and it will track off towards the east, so we will keep an eye on that system as the week progresses on. For today, though, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, lower 30s, rain showers moving in, rising temperatures overnight too, and a south wind at about 30 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, lower 50s, morning rain, then decreasing clouds for the rest of the day. Still windy, that south wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour. Let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. Rain and snow possible Thursday with highs in the upper 30s, and a slight chance for snow on Friday, highs in the mid-20s.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Come home to the kitchen of your dreams. At Atlantic Designs, we redefine kitchen spaces, turning your dreams into reality. Our experienced designers ensure you get a stunning new kitchen while bringing function and style to every corner. Whether you're on a tight budget or ready to splurge, we've got the perfect plan for you. Your dream kitchen is closer than you think. So contact Atlantic Designs today and start the process. Your dream kitchen awaits with the kitchen people at Atlantic Designs.
Don't get cold feet this winter. Stay warm and dry with high-performance footwear from Comfort Shoes and More. With an extensive selection of winter boots rated from 0 to minus 60 degrees Fahrenheit, you'll find comfort in knowing your feet will be warm in any weather. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear with grippers built right into the sole, with boots in stock up to 6E and size 17 for men and women. Take the drive to Newport for a sit and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Hi, Grandma. I'm in trouble and I really need some money.
Tommy, is that you? Of course I'll help. But first, what's the family code word?
Code word?
Over $9 billion is lost annually to fraud and phone scams, and they're on the rise. Safeguard your family by establishing a family code word, only known to family members, and verify it with the caller before taking any action. Sponsored by the Maine Bankers Association and the Maine Society of CPAs in this state.
Breaking local news before we get to national news. There has been another accident this morning due to apparent black ice on 395. Now this time on the eastbound lane on the opposite side of the other crash we were talking about this morning. So if you are a commuter planning to use any portion of Interstate 395 this morning, take it slow and maybe find an alternative route. Okay, moving on now. As the number of drone sightings spread across the Northeast, and reports even say here in Maine, so do the calls for answers. Drone activity caused a temporary stop in air traffic in at least 2 states over the weekend. Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the latest.
The federal government is sending additional resources to New Jersey and New York to help solve the mystery behind drone sightings reported across at least 7 states from New York to Maryland.
The Robin, which use not a linear line of sight, but 360-degree technology that has a much better chance of detecting these drones.
The reports have prompted authorities to shut down an airport over the weekend. The FAA confirming Stewart International Airport, north of New York City, temporarily closed its runway Friday night after multiple reported drone sightings in the area. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas told ABC's This Week exclusively that there is not a national security threat and says the federal government is taking action.
We have not seen any foreign, we know of no foreign involvement with respect to the sightings in the Northeast, and we are vigilant in investigating this matter.
Further complicating matters, a rule change from the FAA in September of 2023 allowing drones to fly at night. The FBI says that it is processing roughly 5,000 drone-related tips, but found less than 100 have generated credible leads.
Some of those drone sightings are in fact drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones, but there's no question that drones are being sighted.
The House Intelligence Committee is expected to receive a classified briefing on the drone sightings this Tuesday. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Amazon union workers at 2 New York warehouses give the go-ahead for a strike on Friday. The Teamsters Union says the authorization to strike vote comes from union members at Staten Island, New York, and Queens, New York warehouses. The Teamsters say the authorization vote was nearly unanimous in both locations. The Teamsters Union says it gave Amazon a deadline of December 15th to agree to bargaining dates for a union contract. Amazon claims the Teamsters are pushing a false narrative and using coercion of workers to join them. The vote comes several months after Amazon invested about $2 billion to raise driver pay to about $22 an hour. Some workers say the minimum pay should be $30 an hour with boosted safety provisions. A strike authorization does not necessarily mean a strike will occur, though. A day of mourning in the Gaza Strip as residents grieved the deaths of their loved ones who were killed in a series of Israeli strikes. Palestinian medical officials say the attack left more than 30 people dead, including women and children, as well as a Palestinian journalist named Ahmed al-Lua and 5 Palestinian civil defense workers. Al-Lua is the 3rd journalist killed in Gaza just over this past weekend. One strike hit a school early in the day, killing at least 15, including parents and their children, and at least 17 people, including women and children, were killed in 3 separate airstrikes that hit houses sheltering displaced people. According to Gaza's health ministry, almost 45,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces since October of 2023. And coming up on the second half of the newscast, the Eastern Maine Woodturners held an auction over the weekend, also letting attendees try their hand at the craft. We'll check it out, plus that full forecast, right after the break.
I got hurt in a car accident, but I don't want to spend all day dealing with a lawyer.
We can tell you in just a few minutes if you may have a case, and that free call could mean the difference of thousands of dollars for you. I'm your go-to guy.
The first time you try Bounce, it hits you. Your laundry feels way fresher, softer. So you start to wonder, if I put a sheet of Bounce on the finance guy, will it make him softer? Bounce can't do it all. But for better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
come stop by Triple S Tag Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Monday, December 16th, 2024, and there are just 8 days left until Christmas. Before we move on, I do want to provide an update about that additional crash. There's been multiple crashes on I-395 in Bangor this morning. One of them closed down the westward lane of traffic entirely. That one just reopened, and as firefighters were able to just get that open, they had to turn back around and head to the eastbound lane. There is another additional crash there this morning. This one does not appear to be black ice related, but we do have a reporter on scene who says that the bridges appear to be a major concern for black ice. Of course, that doesn't just mean over 395 this morning. If you're traveling over any bridges this morning, make sure to take it really easy. There is the concern for black ice, even though temps are rising this morning and today. So just be cautious on your morning commute. Okay, moving on now. Today is National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. Kind of a crazy thing to go from crashes this morning to chocolate covered stuff. I know that's crazy, but if the weekend is still weighing on you, maybe holiday stress getting the better of you, just stress in general, you know, I say today's holiday gives you the green light to indulge in a little pick-me-up. I know I have to go to the grocery store today, so I'll probably go for it myself. So, you know, go for it. Eat something smothered in chocolate. Okay, now for some history. It's been recorded that on this day in 1631, the great Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupted, burying many villages under lava flows and killing around 3,000 people. The last time this volcano erupted was in 1944, and of course that's when this photo was taken. We did not have planes or photography in 1631. We did, though, in 1944. But yeah, so that was the last time this volcano erupted. You can see that it was kind of a major eruption right there, pretty terrifying. It was when Italy was under Allied occupation during World War II. And over 100 years later, in 1773, the Boston Tea Party incident occurred when the Sons of Liberty protested by throwing tea shipments into the Boston Harbor, protesting against the British-imposed Tea Act. I love this illustration or lithograph because, I mean, of course, this happened on this day, but there was a full moon in this lithograph or print, and there was a full moon over the weekend as well. I like the color a lot in this image. Okay, moving on again. In 1944, during World War II, German forces attempted to push through Allied lines in the Ardennes, beginning the Battle of the Bulge. This was the last major German offensive of the Western Front in the Second World War. And in 1985, American crime figure Paul Castellano, who was reportedly the boss of bosses of the 5 families making up the mafia, was fatally shot. John Gotti was later convicted of arranging the murder. And in 2009, the science fiction thriller Avatar, directed by James Cameron, was released internationally, making more than $2.7 billion worldwide. And for birthdays today, we have actor Theo James, known for his roles in shows like Divergent. He's 40 years old today. Actress Kristen Ritter is 43. She's known for all sorts of stuff, especially her roles in Marvel series and movies. And rapper Flo Rida is 45 today. All right, moving on now. It does look like temps are going to continue to rise. This morning, though, we are hovering right around freezing, so there are perfect conditions for black ice this morning. So just take it easy if you have to commute, especially if there's any bridges involved. Let's get a look at that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Hey, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go this morning. Some gale watches and small crowd advisories are posted. And for the small crowd advisories, that will last until 10 p.m. Tuesday. For the gale watch, until 3 o'clock Tuesday. Tuesday, we will have some afterstorms setting up with gusty winds that will be on the way. For now, we're not looking too bad this morning. There's some clouds developing, tracking from the southwest to the north and east. There's an area of high pressure not too far away, so some of these clouds aren't making it further off to the north and east as much. But further down to the south, we do have a system that's causing some rain and snow to pass near Boston and New York this morning. This will stay to our south, and we will stay dry today with some clouds and some sunshine mixed in throughout the day. Later on tonight, we will have more clouds passing through under a mostly cloudy sky with rain on the way early Tuesday morning. But for the time being, the winds are not too bad today, but later on tonight, the winds will be increasing, and that will continue into tomorrow. For today, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a partly to mostly cloudy sky with temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. You would think that after seeing this so many times this morning and hearing you talk, I would see that it was in the mid-20s right now. So, of course, there are perfect conditions for black ice. I do believe that after there have been multiple crashes already this morning, the DOT and municipalities will be getting after it to salt more, but that is still a concern to keep in mind this morning. Okay, moving on. Community members got to take a turn at wood turning at the United Technology Center in Bangor on Saturday. No matter the skill level, people of all ages were encouraged to carve, turn, and learn for the Eastern Maine Woodturners annual turnaround and wood auction. Those involved say wood turning is both a hobby and a skill to craft and shape pieces of wood, and this annual event helps to pass it on to the next generation of Mainers.
A lot of our membership, including myself, we're getting on. We want to pass it along to others. And so when we have kids who are turning pens or bowls or things like that, that's really what we're about. There's a certain adrenaline rush that you get once you connect a tool with a spinning piece of wood. It kind of fades away.
The auction that follows the event raises money to support the United Technology Center. If you missed the Woodturners turnaround and are interested in learning more, you can visit their Facebook page, Eastern Maine Woodturners. I am dying to get my hands on one of those bowls and to seal it with some sort of poly or something. They're going to be so beautiful when they're finished. Okay, right after the break, Jack Webb will have our sports updates. We'll be right back.
Now is the perfect time to get away during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With 0 payments for 90 days on select models. Plus, every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty. Hurry to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event before this great offer ends. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson SEL for $229 a month or get 0% APR plus 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry in.
The evolution of technology has made it easier than ever to buy things online. But trusting online distributors to deliver a quality product can be a challenge, especially with jewelry. That's why you go to Quality Jewelers. Here at Quality Jewelers, our team of experts tirelessly compare tens of thousands of products from vendors all over the world and choose the best ones at the best price point to make sure you get the best deal. When it's time for you to make that important purchase, trust the team at Quality Jewelers. Quality Jewelers, locally owned and operated, Penobscot Plaza, Bangor.
Orono Arcade has expanded, and we have dozens of new games to play. We have prize machines, including an entire section dedicated to your favorite modern games. We have games from the 80s and games from the 90s. Plus, we have the largest selection of indie arcade games in the country, along with 9-hole blacklight mini golf. We also have a brand new birthday party room. Hey, we have it all. Come on up to Orono and experience one of the most unique family entertainment centers in Maine.
The end of year blowout sale starts now at the Furniture Gallery. Save 10% on all categories store-wide. That's on top of our everyday low prices. At the Furniture Gallery, find your favorite top brands like Ashley, Serta, and Scott Living, all at 10% off right now. And save up to 70% on in-stock clearance items. Once they're gone, they're gone. Warm up your home, cool down your wallet, and don't miss the Furniture Gallery's end of year blowout sale. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money at the Furniture Gallery.
How's it going, Mom? Liam Payne, what really happened? From eyewitnesses and the accused, TMZ investigates Liam Payne, Who's to Blame? Tonight at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Welcome back in, folks. We'll start with a big one over in Orono as the Riots hosted the Ellsworth Eagles for a Saturday matinee. These two teams have a ton of history. Their last meeting was in the 2024 B North quarterfinals where Orono eliminated the Eagles. We picked this one up in the third. Ellsworth up one. Braden King drives and gets the N1 up and under layup to go. He extends the Eagle lead to 3 shortly after. Will Francis can't get it to go. Neither can Noah Schaff, but Francis is there to tip it in at the end and cut the Ellsworth lead to 1. Next possession, it's King again, who drives through traffic, gets the N1 bucket. He puts the Eagles up 5. However, Brady Hughes says, "I'll raise you one better." Hughes buries the N1 jumper to get the Riots back within 6, but the Eagles would be too much for the Riots today as King dishes it to Dawson Curtis, and Ellsworth wins by a score 68-58.
They've taken us out the past 2 years, and I mean, we just came into the game trying to play together and work like we do. I mean, this whole year it's all about like we over me, and I think today we really showcased that.
We'll check out some other scores from around the state over the weekend. Edward Little gets a big boys basketball win over Hamden Academy. In Class C girls basketball, PVHS gets a win over Calais. Class C and D boys, Fort Kent takes over Southern Aroostook, and then Shed over Bangor Christian. We'll stay with basketball now and check in with the University of Maine men's team, who continues their road trip at Canisius College. Maine looking to stay hot in non-conference play over in upstate New York. We pick it up end of the first half. Kellentine drives and dishes to Killian Gribben, who flushes it home for 2 points. We skip to the second half now. AJ Lopez takes the handoff, drives, hits the brakes, then hits the fall-away jumper to extend Maine's lead to 12. Later on, Canisius looking to charge back. Paul McMillan finishes off the tough layup to cut Maine's lead to 7. Shortly after, Jasmine Sangha goes to work in the post. He makes a couple slick moves, then draws the and-1 bucket to get Canisius within 5. 1 minute left, 4-point game. Keon Burns goes on to play bully ball here in the corner. Drives inside, backs down his defender. He just muscles it in, and then Maine would win 84-79. One of the coolest things about being a college athlete is having the privilege to go back to your hometown wearing your school's colors and represent your team in the community that supported you throughout your youth and high school sports, who now watch on and root from afar as you continue your journey through college athletics, seeing coaches and teammates who all helped get you to that point in time and share your experiences with them. Well, that's what Maine men's ice hockey team will do over the course of the next week as they're away on holiday break. The Black Bears say it's a special thing to go back to the home rink and sport the script around the community.
Yeah, it's also cool to go back home and see some of the guys you grew up skating with, and you get on the ice, do some skill skates, and for me, I get to go back to my local rink, and I'll help out my dad's high school team and stuff, so it's cool.
When you can go and, you know, back to your home, wherever you might be from, and you know, have that Maine hat or jersey or helmet or whatever it might be, if you're on the ice with your buddies that you grew up playing that might be playing other places, I think it means a lot, and that's what they've you know, the players have built that for themselves, and you know, so it's a special thing.
To some baseball now. Big day for the Red Sox on Wednesday, acquiring White Sox ace Garrett Crochet via trade. Boston giving up 4 prospects to get him, including their 4th best, Kyle Teal. Boston needed pitching, and they went out and got it. Crochet will likely serve in that top of the rotation spot. The 25-year-old posted a 3.5 ERA last year with over 200 strikeouts, and Craig Breslow says his best years are ahead of him.
You know, feel like we got a legitimate, you know, #1 starter in Garrett. You know, left-handed, ton of swing and miss, you know, massive strikeouts, and feel like the best is still in front of him. And obviously, you know, we needed to trade really good players in order to be able to do this, but that's the cost right now.
Crochet now escapes the White Sox, who were the worst team in the league by a large margin last year. He spoke for the first time as a Red Sox on Friday via Zoom, where he said playing for a fan base like Boston in a division like the AL East is everything you dream about as a kid.
I think that the opportunity to play for you know, the market of Boston, the fan base that's representing the Red Sox is, you know, about as great of an opportunity as you can come by in this game. You know, especially growing up, that's what you imagine to be as Major League Baseball playing in the AL East, Boston, New York, the whole thing like that. And I grew up watching Big Papi, so it's going to be a very surreal moment to play where he played.
Staying in Boston now, the Bruins made news today signing Maine native and Boston College product Oliver Wahlstrom off waivers. The 24-year-old has 71 total points over 220 career games in the pros. You might remember him, Wahlstrom, from this old Bruins intermission mini one-on-one youth shootout competition where he went viral after pulling off this move, wearing his Portland Junior Pirates jersey. Hopefully he can bring some of that style back in his Bruins jersey. A full circle moment for Wahlstrom. Hopefully it works out for him and the Bruins. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
People ask me all the time, does Lowry & Associates really get all of those clients, all of those big settlements? Yes, we do. And you know what else is true? I really am standing on top of this big truck.
Hammond Lumber Company appreciates the communities that have supported Hammond's prosperity and growth throughout the year. And the Hammond team is grateful for the opportunity to give back by supporting local causes that sustain strong, vibrant communities throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond recognizes that they could not do this without your support. Thank you from everyone at Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but the Garcia's windows and patio doors were. So were the Jacksons and the Smiths. Yours could be next. Call Renewal by Anderson for fast, easy, and precise window replacement. Big savings, too.
For a limited time, get these huge savings and special financing.
Take the first step. Contact us for the best home improvement experience you'll ever have. Call now for a free consultation or visit us online. Renewal by Anderson.
25 words or less.
Wallpaper.
We have 30,000 ways to thank our loyal fans.
I love watching people win money that's not mine.
Win one of 3 $10,000 cash prizes.
Courtroom leader.
The judge.
By watching from home and scanning our QR code.
You just won the game, guys!
It's the 30K Thanks-A-Rama giveaway.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Alice loves the scent of Gain so much, she wished there was a way to make it last longer. Say hello to your fairy godmother, Alice. And long-lasting Gain scent beads, part of the irresistible scent collection from Gain.
Now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with one final look at our full forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Monday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Visit SR1 in Herman, Turner, Manchester, and Orono for the best prices on trailers, campers, tractors, heavy equipment, and more. SR1 Companies, where New England's largest selection meets unbeatable prices. Here we go. Some advisories posted. Gale watches up until 3 o'clock Tuesday in the afternoon. We'll see some kind of an upgrade at some point to some warnings or other advisories. We also have a small crowd advisory up until 10 p.m. Tuesday along the coast, as some active surf will be expected. In fact, wave heights are not too bad just yet, so this is what's to come with 2-foot wave heights that aren't being seen at this moment in time. On land, some clouds passing through, high pressure nearby, preventing the clouds from tracking further off to the north and east, but we do have some clouds, so a partly and a mostly cloudy sky will be common for us today. There is a system down to our south bringing some rain and snow to parts of Boston and New York, to name a couple spots, but this is tracking off to the east and will miss us to the south. But meanwhile, some more activity developing across parts of the United States this morning. Futurecast for us, a partly to mostly cloudy sky will be common today. Mostly cloudy later on tonight. Rain will move in after midnight as we head towards early Tuesday morning. Maybe a half inch or less of rainfall from this system before it passes through. We calm down rather quickly. Still some wind for you Tuesday under a partly to mostly cloudy sky. But then here's the rainfall. rainfall, around a half an inch or less of rain possible before we're all finished up, so some areas may see more than others. But then afterward, another system will be on the way later on this week. So as we head towards early Thursday morning, some rain and snow will be on the way. Primarily looks like snow at this moment in time, so Thursday some decent snow could be passing through, but it will be clearing out of here rather quickly. By Thursday afternoon, we're done with this system, and it will track off towards the east, so we will keep an eye on that system as the week progresses on. For today, though, lower 40s, mostly cloudy, and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, lower 30s, rain showers moving in, rising temperatures overnight too, and a south wind at about 30 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, lower 50s, morning rain, then decreasing clouds for the rest of the day. Still windy, that south wind getting up to about 35 miles per hour. Let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by SR1 Companies. Mostly cloudy on Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. Rain and snow possible Thursday with highs in the upper 30s. And a slight chance for snow on Friday, highs in the mid-20s.
Ye Old General, located in Carmel, has everything you could ever need. Whether it be kerosene, regular or ethanol-free gasoline, wood pellets, a fresh-cooked pizza, or fried food, they've got you covered. Looking to get a stiff drink after work? Ye Old General is an agency liquor store with a great selection of alcohol. Ye Old General can help with your next home project, carrying carpentry supplies from hammers and nails to specialty nuts and bolts. They have what you need to get the job done. Stop by Ye Old General today. If you don't think they'll have it, they probably do.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser. Wow, where has this been my entire life? Having to clean with multiple products is a hassle. With Magic Eraser, I use it on everyday messes. I even use it on things that I think are impossible to clean. You need Mr. Clean Magic Eraser in your life.
AMHG Works LLC, American-made home goods, located at the Rennie's Plaza in Bangor. Come check us out. We're open 7 days a week, featuring artisans, crafters, and manufacturers from across the United States, where everything is meticulously designed with care and pride. We also have a wide selection of pet accessories and treats. Let us be your new favorite store. We look forward to seeing you.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
The LEGO Masters Holiday Bricktacular finale.
This is top notch. Fox Tuesday. Join Will Arnett and friends for a night of holiday magic.
Build like you've never built before.
You need snaps with that.
The Build Shine Bright.
I just don't want Holly to win again.
On a special 2-hour night.
This kangaroo is insane! Now it feels like the holidays.
The LEGO Masters Celebrity Holiday Bricktacular event continues Tuesday on Fox.
Finally this morning, Ellsworth police were stationed outside the Ellsworth Walmart on Friday, collecting donations for their annual Stuff the Cruiser. The event is a collaboration with Community Closet 207 that invites anyone to donate gifts for children in the area. Ellsworth Chief Troy Beers says it's a day the department looks forward to all year.
It's always surprising to see the generosity of people once you get out here and doing this, which makes it nice.
Ellsworth police were out until 8 p.m. on Friday night. All the gifts were taken to Community Closet 207 to be wrapped and prepped for the big day. Well, it won't be too long until Bangor firefighters and their families hit the stores to shop for toys for area kids, but they're looking for a few more donations in the meantime. The Bangor professional firefighters are raising funds to buy things like toys, books, and games to make sure kids everywhere have a happy holiday. Bangor firefighter Jared Bowden says his team likes to wait as long as possible before shopping to make sure they can fill any gaps on the wish lists.
All the ones that aren't quite as much fun sometimes to shop for, you know, all the dolls and the bikes and everything like that gets bought up really quick, but we want to make sure that all the kids have the opportunity to have a really exciting and enjoyable Christmas.
To donate, checks can be mailed to 289 Main Street in Bangor, or donations can be made online through a link on the Bangor Professional Firefighters Facebook page. Excuse me. All right, it looks like we're running out of time for this morning. If you are planning on commuting over 395 in Bangor, there is another crash this morning. There's been a couple this morning. Earlier, there was one on the westbound side that shut down the entire bridge over Bangor on 395. Now there is one right across the lanes on the eastbound side, but that has just closed one lane. It has not closed off that entire portion of the eastbound side. So yeah, either way, black ice is a concern this morning, especially on bridges. So keep an eye out for that. Temps will be rising though, so it won't be a concern all day, just especially this morning. But that's enough yapping from me this morning. If you missed anything, you can head to foxbangor.com. And we'll be back at noon with Susan Farley for ABC 7 News at noon. I hope you have a great Monday.
Today on 25 Words or Less, it's always a pleasure to introduce someone talented, handsome and charming. But for now, here's Colton Dunn. And joining Colton, her mother